What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. And today I have a very exciting model review for you all. Today we're going to be taking a look at the GeminiJets 1:400 scale Etihad Airways Airbus A350-1000. I really hope each and every one of you are looking forward to today's video. And without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started. We'll get started with the box as always. This was a really cool purchase for the collection to continue to build up that international fleet. That's been a massive project over the last couple of years. And Etihad finally joins the collection. So what an exciting time. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Nothing too crazy for the box here, besides even though it's a 2023 release, it doesn't have the 25th anniversary sticker on it, so that's an interesting observation. Outside that, really standard box here for GeminiJets. No crazy matrix to really go over outside of that. The box says 2022, so that's why. However, of course, it was released, I believe, in April of 2023 when the Antonov 225 was released in 1:200 scale, and the 1:400 set only consisted of two models, this and a Condor 330 Neo, if I'm not mistaken. So here's the model itself. It's a very, very pretty one. So as I was saying, the reason I chose to get this was due to the international fleet buildup, and on Black Friday when I was on Panaflex Toys, I was trying to get up to $600 to qualify for 25% off, and I was really close. So essentially I ended up getting pretty much a free model essentially with how large the order total was. So I was like, might as well should just add up and then it'll cancel itself out. So it turned out to be the Etihad A350-1000. I was between this and the LATAM, and I was really close to the LATAM, but after seeing the Etihad a couple times and just how pretty the livery is, I do need to fill it up South America. There's no doubt about it. But I recently did get a Zool, and a new Avianca as well. So I thought with that side of it, it would be cool to focus on the Middle East a little bit, since that's probably one of my weaker regions. Europe's really strong, Asia's pretty strong, but I think I still need to keep working towards, like PIA, Etihad as we just got, and some of those airlines. So I thought that this would be a very cool one, and the model is absolutely gorgeous, so might as well pick it up. It looks pretty, and this portion especially is definitely my favorite. But it's cool to have a non-Euro white livery, since this is more of a tannish color. So I thought all of that put together made it worth the investment, and again, very excited to have this in the collection. A really cool model, and I'm very excited to take a look at it. So without any further delay, let's zoom in and take a look at what Etihad has to offer here with their Airbus A350-1000. Done right here, we have the cockpit windows along with the raccoon mask, which is really cool to see here on the Airbus A350s. They've done a really good job here on the noses lately. I think this one is very good. The A350 mold for JC Wings, obviously the parent company of GeminiJets, looks awesome, so that's what we're demonstrating right here. Then, of course, you got the nose cone piece right here, along with our various panels and pitot tubes, I would assume, around this area. Airbus A350-1000, another panel. Here's nose landing gear with the nose landing gear door. It looks really nice. Just a little slant there, which is just nice and perfect. So ultimately a great job to get all those details on there. I believe this is the United Arab Emirates flag. I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, I'm very sorry, but it says from here, from Abu Dhabi to the world, so I'm pretty sure that lines up. So obviously Abu Dhabi pretty close to Dubai, so Dubai at Emirates, or Emirates at Dubai, excuse me, and Etihad at Abu Dhabi. So pretty cool with the contrast there. Here's the L1 door, and you got the various panels and other matrix. I think there also may be some sort of sticker right there, that red piece or a warning, so that's pretty cool to notice. Etihad looks really cool on their products. Their first class here is going to take up quite an extensive piece, with this being the A350-1000. Yet another contributing factor to my purchase of this model was to continue to build up the variety of aircraft types in my international fleet. I have a couple 350-1000s, particularly the Qatar comes to mind at the immediate moment, so I thought it'd be kind of cool to pair that with a 350-1000 from the similar region. So pretty cool to see that. So obviously Qatar also in the area over there with their Doha operation. So pretty cool to see that. Here's their language of Etihad, I would presume. And then of course you have Etihad in English. You got some more panels, the antenna, and again, first class probably goes to here, and I would assume business class picks up somewhere on here as well. However, it might be a little bit bigger on this aircraft because these do operate very long flights around the country. One that immediately comes to mind is from Abu Dhabi to Chicago. That's probably 14, 15 hours, maybe a little bit less, maybe closer to 13, but it's certainly a very long flight to say the least. So of course you're going to want as many luxury seats as possible for those who are willing to pay for those. Here's an antenna right here. Immediately noticing how proportionally sized, how well it looks on the wide body aircraft. On the narrow bodies, it looks just a little too big, but even on an aircraft like this, it looks really good. So that's certainly quite a fun observation right there. Again, your business class is going to be starting somewhere in this area, I presume. Here's the L2 door along with their crown piece, I believe is what this is. So that's very cool to see. Also here you got the leading edge light, so that's certainly very nice to observe right there. And you also got where the air inlet is, and that's such a great characteristic of the aircraft, so that's certainly awesome to see. Take a look at these gorgeous engines, they look absolutely awesome. I'll also turn the aircraft so you can see how great the fan blades look. Again, these JC Wings heavy molds are truly up there. You know, I would say they're just one tier below NG. NG usually just really hits home on the proportions and those various characteristics, but JC's right behind them in that regard. So overall, it's very acceptable though, glad to see it. You also got the various lines and of course the nose cowling piece, or sorry, engine cowling piece, so that's awesome to see. And you got the rear piece right there as well. Here is the sharklet or winglet of the aircraft, which looks absolutely awesome. Here's kind of an indoor look at it as well. Almost looks like a 330 Neo kind of with the shape, but they certainly got it for the 350 there. And of course you got the flap slats and speed brakes, so great to notice those characteristics on this aircraft to say the least. Taking a look here at how the back looks. Landing gear turned out pretty good on this one, so that's certainly awesome to see, and they do pivot, so that's certainly a nice characteristic right there. Again, the wings look really good. You got the second antenna right here, so that's awesome to see, and you also got the panel there too. Here's the L3 door, which also looks really nice, and then you really start to get into the colors. So I believe this is a cream white color right here. I'll even kind of throw it up so you can kind of see it a little bit better. So that must be cream white. Then you have your tan color right here, yellow, very light yellow, whatever it's described as. Then you get started here. I can't tell if this is supposed to be a very dark olive green, a metallic silver, what exactly it's supposed to be. It certainly looks different per lighting situation, but here's kind of a nice look at it. I think it's supposed to be a really dark, glossy silver color, although I could see that being made out to various colors right there. So it's really nice to get to see that right there, though, to say the least. Then you have more of a definitive orange color there on the top, so that's really cool to see, along with the Wi-Fi box, which looks really awesome. Speaking of which, back here, you also have Etihad.com, so that's a great observation right there. And then you also have kind of a shift in the tans as well, so it kind of cuts off right here, if you can see that kind of cut off. And then you have this kind of cream white colored box, so it's kind of really cool to see the differences here. Don't know if it has much to do with the registration or not. Pretty interesting. So you know which the registration is Alpha 6 X-Ray Whiskey Charlie, so that's awesome to see. This antenna, and then you go straight into the tail piece, L4 door, the levers and all the various pieces. And once we get to the underside, you'll get a better look at the colors, but you have that. Not the same color as the top. This is more of a grayish color going across. Then you'll match it with the kind of that orangish color that we've talked about. So really interesting to note how the underbelly colors aren't the same as the top ones. So pretty cool to see. Probably the coolest part of the livery, and I think many would agree, is this stunning Etihad tail. So you have various colors here, mainly orange and metallic silver, but of course you do demonstrate some browns in there and some other cool colors, some creams. So that's really cool to notice. You also got the horizontal stabilizers, the APUs, and all the various details back there as well. Let me throw it into the best lighting that I can so we can see it as nicely as possible for the next pass. The right side of the aircraft also is very detailed. You also got this writing here, which is quite interesting to notice. So that's certainly very nice. And again, really great detail. You got the cargo doors right there, so that's awesome. Engine's a little bit tilted up on this particular example, but again, what can you do if that's the worst defect of the aircraft? We're doing really well, so very glad to report the good news there. Back cargo door looks great. Telling the other side here is pretty similar, so that's absolutely fantastic right there. Let's go ahead and prop the camera and take a look at the top here and take a look at that color palette so you can see that's not quite congruent. It goes straight across here on the right side, but then makes it a triangle shape when coming back. That's pretty interesting to note there on that. You can also see this creamish color that I was talking about earlier, so definitely I'm thinking a white or a cream, so that's certainly very nice to observe right there. And taking a look at the bottom of the aircraft, I didn't even know this had this, so I'm glad that we got to flip it around. We do have the Etihad underbelly, so that's very cool to notice. The air inlets, these are probably my favorite feature of the aircraft since they're actually pretty much a indentation there to represent it. That is absolutely awesome and a really cool characteristic along with this box here too. So that's really, really cool. Looks very nice when you're looking at it. It looks real, so that's absolutely awesome. Again, GeminiJets logo down here, some various inception panels. Registrations in the bottom right and all the rest that you would want to see. Again, here's a bottom look at the gears. They do pivot a little bit, so that's absolutely awesome to see. Okay, really great model here from GeminiJets. They did a really good job. Highly recommended if you're looking for a Etihad aircraft to add to your collection. I know that they fly quite a few aircraft. They're not quite as big in the United States as some other carriers, but they do have some cool operations. So who knows, maybe I'll get lucky and this flies back to Dallas sometime. They did have a brief stint 2014 through 2016, so hopefully we'll get to match that in the future with a recommence service to the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, and if not, maybe a future project like Chicago O'Hare T5 or something like that. I'm just kidding. Probably won't do T5, but it would be great for the taxiway like we had in that June 2022 update, which was a bunch of fun. Definitely have to revisit that in the future. But yeah, great aircraft to pick up, definitely worth it, especially since essentially it came out to be free if you want to look at it that way. So I'm very pleased about it, and I hope all of you are as well. LATAM will definitely be getting added to the collection here in the future, so I'm looking forward to it, and I hope each and every one of you are as well. But nevertheless, that'll do for today's video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. My name is Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Just process. Do you love and love you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.